Hey guys, so following a Mediterranean diet means lots of vegetables, lots and lots of vegetables. And vegetables can feel a little challenging to prepare, especially if you're not used to preparing them as frequently as you need to on the Mediterranean diet. So today I'm going to show you 2 vegetable side dishes that you can make that are both delicious and nutritious. The first recipe is a blanched asparagus salad with mint gremolata. It's done in just 15 minutes, and if you don't like asparagus, you can swap it out for any other vegetable that you like. In the second recipe, we cook up some fiddleheads. This garlic Parmesan Fiddlehead Fern recipe combines the delicate and earthy flavor of Fiddlehead ferns with the rich and savory taste of garlic and Parmesan cheese. It's a flavorful and satisfying side dish that feels exquisite but also comforting. As you can probably tell from the ingredients that I'm using, it is springtime here in New England, and when you're doing the Mediterranean diet, it's really important to use seasonal vegetables and produce as much as possible. So if it's springtime where you are and fiddleheads are in season, that's great. They're usually in season from mid-April to mid-June, so it's a small window. So if you are seeing this recipe and you have fiddleheads in your grocery stores, definitely jump on it ASAP. And if you're new to my channel, hi, my name is Liz. I run a Mediterranean diet food blog called Recipe Hippie, and if you don't already subscribe to my channel and you're interested in the Mediterranean diet, definitely do that. All of my recipes can be found on recipehippie.com, and I will link these 2 recipes in the description of this video. And without further ado, let's get into these recipes. So to start off, you want to fill a medium-sized bowl with water and ice and set that aside, and fill a large stock pot about 3/4 of the way full with water and place that over high heat to bring it to a boil. Clean the asparagus and radishes, and then cut the white part or the woody ends off of the asparagus, and then cut the asparagus into thirds, and then you want to slice the radishes. You're going to add that to the boiling water and cook that for 4 minutes. When they're done, immediately strain them and transfer them to an ice bath. This method stops the cooking process and preserves the bright green color. To make the parsley and mint gremolata, place into a food processor the parsley, mint, garlic, lemon zest, lemon juice, salt, pepper, marinated artichoke hearts, and extra virgin olive oil. You want to process that until you get a nice sauce. Strain the asparagus and radishes and pat them dry, and then toss with 1/2 cup of the gremolata sauce and place it on a serving tray. You can serve them immediately or store them in an airtight container in the refrigerator for up to 3 days, though I think they're best immediately. Garnish it with lemon zest and mint leaves and enjoy. So before we start the Fiddlehead Fern recipe, we need to go into some Fiddlehead food safety. So not a lot of people know this, but fiddleheads actually need to be cooked for a certain amount of time to remove some potential toxins in them that could cause digestive discomfort. So first and foremost, it's really important to thoroughly wash the fiddleheads under cold running water to get rid of as much dirt and debris as possible. I didn't show this in my video, but I did write it out in the description in my blog post. So definitely check that out. I figured no one wants to really watch me wash fiddleheads for 15 minutes, but you really need to make sure that you do this to get rid of all of the debris in them, because they are curled up ferns, so they can kind of latch onto some debris. So you definitely want to wash that out. It's also recommended to trim off any brown or woody ends before cooking. Secondly, the fiddleheads must be cooked before you consume them. This is really important. It gets rid of some of the toxins in the fiddleheads that can cause foodborne illness. The most common method of cooking fiddleheads is to boil or steam them for 10 to 15 minutes until they are tender. I err on the side of going for 15 minutes because I want to make absolute sure that we're not going to have any foodborne illness in this house. I have 2 little children that love to eat the fiddleheads with me, so I really want to make sure that I do this well. This does cause the fiddleheads to have a softer texture. So if you are used to fiddleheads being a little bit firmer or having more texture to them, use your own discretion, but you can boil them for a little bit less, but you do so at your own risk, because you know, the foodborne illness, you really have to make sure that you boil them thoroughly to get rid of that potential risk. So like I said, in this recipe, they are going to be really soft. We do pan sear them after as well, but I actually really enjoy that texture, and I really enjoy knowing that I'm not going to get sick from eating them. To start, bring a large pot filled halfway with water to a vigorous boil. Like I mentioned, you have to clean them well, which I didn't film, but in a nutshell, you can rinse them under cold water, then place them in a bowl filled with cold water and gently swish them around to remove any dirt. Then you want to cut off the brown ends and rip off any other brown spots. Toss the fiddleheads in the boiling water and boil uncovered for 15 minutes. Once they're done, you want to drain them in a colander. After draining the boiled fiddleheads in a colander, place a large skillet or Dutch oven over medium-high heat. Once hot, add the olive oil and the butter. And then once that's melted, toss in the fiddleheads and cook for about 2 minutes before adding the garlic. Toss and cook for a few more minutes, about 2, and then turn off the heat. Add a squeeze of lemon juice and then the shredded Parmesan. Stir it well until the Parmesan is melted, and then add the salt as needed. Salt plays a huge role in the flavor of this dish, so I recommend using about 1/4 of a teaspoon of table salt, but start with 1/8 of a teaspoon and then taste test and add more as needed. And that's it. Fiddleheads are often described as a combination of asparagus, spinach, and artichoke with a slightly nutty undertone. They're not only tasty, but they offer a lot of nutritional benefit. So that's it. Like I mentioned earlier, I will link both of these recipes in the description of this video. If you liked these vegetable side dishes, let me know in the comments of this video, and I'll try to make more videos like this. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!